Hello, hello, everyone. Come on in the room, get comfortable, get settled. It's Sunday again. It is the weekly energy reading, also known as weekly wisdom. Come on in the room, get settled, get comfortable. Hello, 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 Nicole. Good to see you. Come on in the room, say hello as you entered. If you've been here before, you know the drill. Say hi, hit those scale emojis, and then we will get started shortly. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. My name is Soleil. I am founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I don't like this playlist. Okay, I like this song, but not this playlist. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Mambo Soleil. I'm Coven Mother of Vision of Dawn Tour, founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am your weekly reader, and I'm a dope bitch straight out of Oakland. Hello, hello. Come on in the room. This is the weekly energy reading. We do this every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. EST. This is our opportunity to get a little bit of insight into the energy that lies ahead of us as a collective as we go into this new week. Some of you may be here because you saw me post in a group that I take questions from the audience. I absolutely do, and those readings are completely free. My only request is that you show respect. Let me get through the general reading first, and then once I'm done with the general reading, I will pause, give updates about everything that I'm working on, let you all know ways that you can work with me outside of this YouTube, these live streams, and then I take questions from the audience, okay? So again, let's just be patient. I don't know why I'm burning this Palo. It almost killed me earlier. It didn't go out on its own, and it smoked up the room, and I was coughing and hacking like a psycho through one of my readings earlier today. But I really like to cleanse the energy before we get started, so hopefully it'll be kind to me and it'll go out. Let me see if I can smudge it out on its own, because I don't need it to keep burning. The thing about Palo, it's a little bit temperamental. Hey, Bertal, good to see you. Hey, No Name, good to see you. Hello, Nicole. Let's just jump straight into it and see what the general reading is for us this week, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spiritual with me, elevated ancestors, for wisdom. Do we as a collective need about the week ahead of us? What insights will allow us to navigate the week of November 17th through the 23rd with ease and peace? Give us insight into what lies ahead of us over these next 7 days, the nature of any lessons, blessings, challenges, obstacles, breakthroughs that will come our way. All wisdom is deeply appreciated. Hey, Renee, it's good to see you. Ancestors, clarify the Nine of Swords. What do we need to know about the Nine of Swords? What is the wisdom of the Nine of Swords? Okay. So, You guys know that I've been talking about shadow work. I've been talking about Chiron. I've been talking about the Saturn return for a while now. And this is the week when people start to understand and see why these conversations are so necessary, why you shouldn't learn from your shadow work, why confronting your patterns and figuring out how to either break them or integrate them is so necessary and important. Because some of us are going to be gifted with opportunities this week. Opportunities not only for economic expansion, but to really solidify our legacy, our reputation. This is a week where the hard work we put into situations starts to pay off in terms of opportunities that are presented to us. This is also a week where it's really important not to take any shortcuts. If you take shortcuts, you will see very quickly the negative results and impact of those shortcuts over your life. What do I mean by that? Very first card in the spread is justice. And I always say that justice is a card of karma. It's about getting back what you put into a situation. If you put good behavior, if you put good actions into a situation, you will get back the blessings that come from that. But if you've been manipulative, if you've engaged in illegal activity, if you have not been honorable with your word, then that is what you get back. You get dishonorable results, you get negative results. Now, for those of us who have been moving in integrity, who've been working towards something, who've been being honorable, we will be gifted with a lot of blessings, new opportunities for promotion, for financial increase, even opportunities to move forward on something that we have been working on that may have felt stagnant, right? There's new energy in terms of uplift and mobility coming into our lives. And this is a result of us thinking about the long term, thinking about legacy, right? Thing about the Ten of Pentacles energy is that, yes, it's blessing, yes, it's overflow, but it's blessing and overflow that comes as a result of thinking about the long term. And some of us tend to, when we're not in alignment, think from a place of desperation and immediacy, right? But the blessings that come this week and the opportunities that come this week are ones that set us up for a good future and also really help our reputation. Now, if you have been uncertain, it's because you probably have not been moving in alignment. You probably have been doing shady, fucked up things. I'm just going to be really honest with you. Those of you who have not been in integrity, you're going to lose some sleep this week. And the reason why you're going to lose some sleep is because you know that the opportunities that are ahead of you are either not warranted or you've taken some sort of shortcut. Again, Justice card with the Ace of Pentacles can sometimes represent economic shortcuts, right? Financial shortcuts. If you've taken any shortcuts, if you've taken the easy way out, yeah, you're going to lose sleep this week because you know that that is something that has been an impediment towards an opportunity, right? So, Five of Cups, you will be frustrated because you've spilled your own cups, right? Now, there's an opportunity to be mature, to strategize, to protect yourself from those behaviors, right? What do we know about the Queen of Swords? When she's in her alignment, she's ruthless, upright, or in reversal. But when she is aligned, she's somebody who says what she means and means what she says. And she's also very strategic. And that strategy protects her heart. All of this is under the Justice card. Move with integrity. If you know you've been playing around, get your shit in order this week. And understand that this is what emotional protection and maturity looks like. Moving in integrity so that you don't have to deal with the embitterness of depression or a loss of opportunity, right? And here's the thing. When justice is in the same reading as Eight of Wands, it's always an interesting dynamic because justice is swift, right? Just like the Eight of Wands, the opportunities are going to come fast. And this is why I keep saying, get yourself in order. Get awareness of your own shadows. Understand your own self-defeating behaviors so that you can learn to conquer them. So that when these opportunities and blessings of windfall come up for you. You are ready. You don't have to get ready. You don't have to repent. You don't have to make a whole bunch of maneuvers to be on time. The only people that are going to miss out on opportunity these weeks are the people who are busy losing sleep because they're more focused on being manipulative than they are being in alignment. Yes, that is Cersei as the Queen of Swords. Cersei was a nutcase, but she meant what she said and she said what she meant, right? We end with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is under the Ten of Pentacles. This is the week where you guys understand why the hard work around personal reflection comes around. Because Nine of Cups is gratitude and wish fulfillment. Absolutely. But it's wish fulfillment as a result of working hard to get somewhere. It's your hard work paying off. It's your self-reflection and sacrifice of ego paying off. It's you working in tandem with your spirits and telling them what you want so that you have a say in how your cups get filled, right? So the long and the short of it is this is going to be a week of really positive blessings for the majority of us. And if you know you've been moving out of alignment, if you know you've been out of integrity, if you know that you've been the inverse of the Justice card, get your shit in order now, because that could put you in a position where you end up missing out on something that's meant to bless you, and it's only your fault, right? Don't default to embitterness. Don't default to maneuvers. Don't default to manipulation, because even if you get over in that moment, the sacrifice for you is going to be so much greater, okay? I hope that resonated for those who needed it. Let's go on to love next, then we'll do health, and then we'll finish up with money and abundance. Let's do love next. Ancestors, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective, those watching live and in the replay, need to know about the role of love in their life over the coming 7 days? Give us insight into what love and connection has in store for us November 17th through the 23rd. Highlight our love as it relates to romance, community, familial love, platonic. Help us understand how we can be beings that move in love and with love. Show us how to show up as the love we want to receive. And if there are any blockages that are keeping us from loving those the way we want to love them, and from being loved by those we care about, please highlight them. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. What about the Eight of Swords, ancestors? What's going on with this Eight of Swords? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. If you know anyone who would like this reading, share the link with them. The more people in the room, the merrier. If you did not already hit that like button when you entered the room, make sure you take a second and hit the like button. People, support the channel. Support the channel. That's all I can say. I was just having this conversation with somebody in a reading earlier today, and I low-key cussed them out. And it was only because their ancestors encouraged me to, because they were being hard-headed. This is a reading that prioritizes those who are finding love, who may be single or in situationships. You cannot, give me the word, Spirit. You cannot take actions that go against who you claim you are and then be angry when your suitors treat you that way. You have to be authentic with yourself and do the work of showing up in that authenticity in order to get reciprocation. For example, you can't say, I don't play that shit, I'm a relationship girl, you got to take me out on dates, and then be shocked that the nigga who smokes weed with you in his car thinks that you're going to sleep with him, because that's not a date, right? And I'm not saying anybody does that. I'm just using that as an example that I pulled out of the ether. But the hangman is here. There are things that some of us who are watching either live or in the replay do romantically. And then we get upset when we're treated that way. And some of us are going to have conversations, downloads, experiences this week that hold us still and force us to look at our habits in the hopes that we will have a paradigm shift, in the hopes that we will stop engaging in habits, patterns, and behaviors that lead us to victimization, that lead us to martyrdom, that put us in a position of constantly being hurt, right? That's what the hangman is. It's forcing you to look at you, to look at your surroundings, so that you can understand how the fuck you got here. And some of us keep doing the same shit in our dating, in our courtship, and then wondering why we keep getting hurt. Heed the hangman moment. Learn from it and move differently, because that is the only thing that is going to get you closer to reciprocal love. It is the only thing that is going to bring you closer to getting what you want. You cannot continue to violate your own boundaries and then wonder why somebody is not pouring into you and honoring those boundaries. You gave them the understanding from the jump that it's okay to walk on your back, that it's okay to put their foot on your neck. How can you be surprised? Move in a way that demands reciprocity, and you will receive it. We teach people how to love us. We teach people how to treat us. And it is important to take responsibility for that this week, right? Here's the thing about the Eight of Swords. Yes, it's a card of imprisonment. Yes, it's a card of self-imposed restriction. But some people like being restricted. Some people like being the victim. Some people like being able to say, oh, this is just what I attract. This is just, because then they don't have to take responsibility. You don't have to take the blindfold off. You don't have to take responsibility for the fact that you put yourself in these ropes, right? It's easier to hyperfixate for some of us on what hurts us than it is for us to focus on what we want and what it takes to get to it. And a part of the reason why this is because we don't know how to meet our own needs. You're getting upset that the people you date or the people who are trying to court you aren't meeting your needs. You're not meeting your own needs. You're not demanding that your needs be met. You're not making sure that your cup is full. And because you're not making sure your cup is full, you're moving from desperation, and that desperation is becoming the imprisonment. So you're projecting and assuming that nobody's going to honor you, but then you're not honoring yourself by holding your boundaries, by filling your own cup, and then wondering what's going wrong. And a lot of it has to do with scarcity mindset. There aren't enough good men or women out there, so I have to settle. I have to lead with my body as opposed to my energy, my soul, my mind, because that's all that people want. I have to trick in these dates and overspend because women only want me for. All of that is scarcity mindset. All of that is lack mindset. This week forces you to look at the ways in which your lack mindset makes you compromise yourself and how that puts you in a self-imposed prison where you project your fears into reality and then all you get back is your fear-based experiences. This is something that you're really going to have to contend with this week. And when you contend with it and you receive these new insights and downloads, let them shift you. Let them change you. Move differently. This is all coming up even though it may be uncomfortable, because you have an opportunity to move forward in a way that is different. We're supposed to take new information and integrate it into our actions so we can get different results. So this is what you should be doing, right? And also, some of you guys may not need to be dating right now. No, you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to hear it. I'm not saying don't date forever. It can just be a quick little 4-week break. But some of you guys can't. I think about Cardi B. Typical Libra bullshit, right? My heart is broken, but instead of taking the time to heal, I'm so codependent, I have to run from person to person to person. You may need to sit down for a second. You may need to actually rest so that you can heal, so that you can see what's going on, so that you can recuperate from the last pain as opposed to running to the new pain and expecting the exact same thing, right? We end with the Page of Swords. You need to be learning how to wield your sword right now, and that's why your spirits want you to rest. That's why they want some of you to take a break from dating right now, because you really don't even know how to wield your own power. You don't know how to articulate. You don't know how to set boundaries, right? And the Page of Swords is somebody who does not know the difference between using their swords, which is their tongue and their mind, to heal over harming. And this is under that 8 of Swords. Some of you guys are harming yourself over and over and over again in the way that you date. And it's easy for you to blame other people because that feels comfortable. You don't have to take responsibility. But if you know that these things are hurting you, why are you doing them over and over again? What if not having boundaries and not articulating your needs in the last relationship is what made it crumble? Why are you doing that same thing in this new relationship? If skipping steps and speeding through things is what hurt you in the last relationship, why are you doing it in this one? So Page of Swords, take time, along with the 4 of Swords. Take a break, recuperate, think about how you're moving. Check in with your trusted guide or advisor, your therapist, your life coach, your dating coach, your priestess, whomever you need to. But you need a break right now, because the only thing that's holding you back from getting this reciprocal love that you want is the fact that you either are not being honest with yourself on purpose about the negative patterns you have, or you've not slowed down long enough to understand your negative habits, okay? You think I'd keep this in mind, but I keep doing the same stuff, then be mad at the result. Like, I don't know what it will be. I'm going to be a Capricorn. Capricorns are a little hard-headed, and they think that they know everything, even when they hit their heads, right? They're literally the goats. Have you ever seen a goat get stuck in a fence? Goat will look right at the fence, know that the fence is too fucking narrow, but because they're like, I just want to get through the fence, and I'm me, they'll try to fucking force their way through it, and then their horns get stuck, right? That's a thing that the fucking goats do all the time, and I'm not saying this out of nowhere. One of my best friends actually lives on an animal sanctuary and owns several baby goats. The amount of time that they have to spend literally just pulling those little motherfuckers out the gate is ridiculous. I know everybody needs to know about you, but I don't always like sharing you with other folks. I understand, but I'm trying to grow my audience. So if you care about me, share the page. It ends up being helpful. All right, so we just did love. We're going to do health and wellness next, and then we'll get into finance, okay? Sisters, angels, masters, spirits to walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about our health and wellness this week? Give us insights into the habits we need to release, sustain, or increase in order to have good balance of mind, body, and physical health. If there are any obstacles or challenges, highlight them so that we know how to remove them. What are the patterns we need to watch and look out for that will help us to have good health of mind, body, and soul? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Sanidra, I didn't see you come in earlier. Oh, that Eight of Swords. That Eight of Swords is kicking y'all's back in today. Some of you all are not making the changes you need to in your health because you feel like it is too late, or because you are afraid of doing the thing that you need to do it. Some of you guys know you need to work out, but you're afraid to go to the gym because you don't want to be sore. Some of you guys know that you need to change your eating habits, but you don't want to because you know it's going to be expensive, or you believe it's going to be expensive. You've already made 1,000 excuses for why you're not doing what you need to do for your health, and you are letting them imprison you. You are letting those changes restrict you instead of being empowered to make movement and progress towards them. Spirit wants you to cut that shit out, right? Because the rebirth related to your health is not just about your physical health, it's about your overall health, yes, but it's also just related to habits in general. How many of you guys say you want to do a thing or you're going to do a thing, and then before you even make movement towards it, you got 10 excuses as to why you don't do it? Yes, this is coming up in the health reading, but it's an issue about what needs to be laid to rest in terms of bad habits, period, in terms of how you move with a lack of integrity. All integrity is doing what you say you're going to do. That's all integrity is, right? I have a saying that I say a lot to people. You can take my word to the bank. You can take my word to the bank. What that means for me is I'm consistent. If I say I'm going to do something, that shit's going to happen. Now, will it take them 10,000 years because I'm a Taurus and I move at the pace of a sloth? Probably. But I'm going to do what the fuck I say I'm going to do, right? And when it comes to health, there are a lot of you all who are out of integrity. And that habit needs to fucking die. Go to the gym. If you don't want to go to the gym, go for a hike or a walk. Stop eating a diet that consists mostly of meat. Incorporate more vegetables. Eat less. Whatever it is you know you need to do, start doing that thing. But this is a habit that needs to die, and it shows up in the rest of your life, but your spirits are articulating it and they're focusing on it because of the health impact. That lack of integrity is having a negative impact on your health. And here's the thing, a lot of the things that you've told yourself are difficult in terms of the changes you need to make for your health patterns, they're actually not. They're actually not at all. And you're going to get wisdom and insight into how easy it is to do those things this week. When you get that insight, move with it. Okay? This new wisdom around how easy these things are is going to come to you very, very quickly. And there's no reason to not move forward on it. Queen of Cups is coming up a lot for us too. A huge part of the reason is not only about the fact that you make excuses and you're not in integrity. A huge part of the lack of integrity has to do with the lack of worthiness. Whenever the Queen of Cups comes up, it's an evaluation of our relationship to our worthiness. Why are we not taking care of ourselves? Why is it so much easier to take care of everybody else and not take care of us? Why aren't we looking at this as something that fills our cup up? And another reason why this is coming up is because, again, going back to this anxiety, fear-based restriction, a lot of the reason why some of you guys are struggling with anxiety is because you're eating poorly and you're not moving your body enough. So that's why this is coming up. The lack of integrity is literally putting an imbalance on your mental health, on your emotional health, right? When we're anxious, we have to move and get the anxiety out of our body. The answer is not to go hide in the dark or lay under the covers more. That only makes you more anxious. So yes, these things are coming up around physical health, but this is because a lot of us need to give more, especially in these winter months where it's colder and the excuses are higher, right? You have to start thinking about the link between how you treat your body, how it impacts your emotions, and the worthiness that is attached to that. You are worth going outside and taking that 45-minute walk. You are worth spending an additional $4 or $5 on the pricey produce or the good beans or the supplement. You're worth it. And if you believe you are worth it, and you put that extra care into how you take care of yourself, it's going to show up in your emotional health. It's going to show up in how you set boundaries. It's going to show up in how you prioritize you. But it's a reality. And another thing, yes, this is coming up about you, but it's also something that spills over into your fictive kin and your chosen family, right? There are people who, once you start doing these things, they'll start to make the shift too. I feel like I said this last week. Some of us don't treat ourselves good because we're in community with people that have bad habits, right? If every time you get together with your friends, you guys end up at the burger spot and you're trying to eat less red meat, then you got to be the change within your collective community that you want to see. Hey, let's go to the vegan place, right? Or how about we go down to the Whole Foods or the Trader Joe's and get a few things and then walk to the park and have a picnic. So that way we're not eating the greasy ribs, right? But once you start to pour into you in a way that is healing and authentic, that's going to spill over into not only how you spend time with the people you love the most, but also how they start to take care of themselves, right? Some of you guys know that I went for 4 months without smoking marijuana. I can't tell you how many people around me stopped smoking because I wasn't smoking. Little things, little steps, little changes. And again, the worthiness that you pour into you will spill out into the people that you spend the most time with and that you love the most. But this is a discipline issue, right? And a lot of y'all are struggling with discipline when it comes to your health, your physical, your mental, and hierophant, your spiritual health, right? I think some of you guys have this experience because I know that this is my experience. When I'm in alignment and I'm getting up every day and the first thing I do is engage in prayer, I'm a lot more likely to hydrate and I'm a lot more likely to get out and get some movement that first hour of my day. These things are all aligned. They're all connected, right? So make sure you are prioritizing your spiritual regimen because it's easier to prioritize the rest of your health regimen when you are waking up and speaking to God and talking to Ori and checking in with your ancestors first thing in the morning. It's just so, I don't know why, it just works that way. You take better care of yourself when you do these things, right? But to summarize, the main thing that's coming up in the health reading this week is that there is a lack of integrity, and that lack of integrity needs to die. It literally needs to be laid to rest with the death card. And your spirits are going to give you insights into how you have made a lot of your changes bigger than what they actually need to be. They feel heavier for you. But once you get the download and the insight around how easy it is to make these changes, stay in integrity with them and understand that the integrity is a worthiness issue. It's about caring for yourself and pouring into yourself so that you have a full cup to even take care of the people that you love, right? And when you do it first, they follow your lead. They start changing, right? I told you guys, my family is big alcoholics, love them down, but all they do is drink. When I show up to events and I'm like, no, I'm not drinking right now, not all of them, but some of them do ease up a little bit, right? Because they want to spend time with me and they don't want to be drunk as fuck doing it. It literally is that easy. When you can be the Queen of Cups, when you can be the water, when you can be in flow with your environment, it does have spillover into the people you love. Okay? Let's look into money. And then we'll go ahead and wrap up for the week. If there are any questions that people want me to answer, I'll answer them. If not, we'll go ahead and tap out, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about the flow of money in our lives during the week of November 17th through the 23rd? What are the lessons that money have to teach us? How do we need to move? What are the actions we need to take so that we are in a position where more money is flowing into our lives than leaving? How can we be in the spirit of multiplication when it comes to our abundance? What are the measures we need to take to protect what we are blessed with? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I love this. So you guys have probably caught on that the two cards that keep coming up tonight are the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups. The very first card in the money reading, Queen of Cups, emotional balance. There are so many of us that our emotions have an impact on our relationship with money, and we don't even know and see it. And the reason why this is coming up is because increase is coming. I know it's hard for a lot of us to see it and to feel that way given the economic climate. But for those of us who've been doing our prosperity work and who've been mindful of our resources, there is increase coming. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. If you are not emotionally aligned, and if you do not have good habits around making sure that your worthiness is intact, that your emotions are balanced, that your needs are met, you will waste the increase that's coming to you. So that this is a little bit of a warning, but it's also encouragement. Fill your cup and find ways to fill your cup that don't have to do with money and overspending. That's message one. Second message, if your worthiness is tied to what your bank account looks like, you're doing it wrong. And there are some of us who are watching this either live or in the replay can be really nasty to ourselves and not take good care of ourselves when money is low. This is part of the reason why you have to learn, what does it look like to take care of me? What does it look like to fill my cup outside of the money? Because whether your bank account is high or whether it's low, you should still be taking care of you, right? Those are the two messages that are coming up. And these are messages that will help you with your legacy, that will help you with the accumulation of wealth, right? It's not just enough to make money. What are you doing to save it? What are you doing to honor it? How are you allowing? I'm glad that I added the line about multiplication in the money reading section, because a lot of us, that's where we struggle. It's not the making the money. It's the keeping it and having it multiply. And that's what a King of Pentacles is masterful at. They're masterful in making money multiply. And a huge part of the reason why some of us who are watching either live or in the replay struggle with making money multiply is because our emotions are attached to our money. If we're having a bad day, we got to go out and waste money. If we have a celebration, instead of just being able to honor the celebration by talking to family or going in nature, we got to waste money. We got to flex, right? And if your money or your feelings are attached to money, you are more than likely to not only to waste it, but to treat yourself like shit when it's not where you want it to be. That is not a King of Pentacles make. That is not King of Pentacles energy. King of Pentacles, being about multiplication and about legacy, is able to think beyond their emotions when it comes to saving and multiplication. So this is something that you guys need to figure out. Not only because this is what's going to help you get the kind of wealth you want to have in the future, but also because your profile is increasing. Your profile is increasing. You're going to be blessed with new connections. A lot of you all, and I know this because some of you guys have been doing readings for over this last year. A lot of you guys have businesses or in professions where you've been trying to get your profile to increase, right? You've been trying to get new customers. You've been trying to get new colleagues. That is coming to you, okay? It's already happening. It's already on its way. And these are not the type of people that are wasteful in the ways that you are. Let's be honest, right? It's easier to deal with your new clients when they don't feel like you are moving through desperation with them. It's going to be easier for you to be around colleagues if they feel like you can take career risks without being weird about the money. There's a flow and an ease that needs to come with your elevation. And if you, every time you have a negative feeling, you go impulse shopping and you waste all your money, it's going to be hard for you to be able to move with that ease because your emotions are going to always have you in a space of financial desperation, okay? This is why you have to navigate through your imposter syndrome. This is why you have to really teach yourself, what does it look like for me to have a different relationship with my money? And you have to see financial literacy and financial recovery as a skill set that you sharpen, okay? Sharpen that skill set so that you can meet this new increase in this new profile that's coming to you, okay? Devil card. Rather than leaning into your vices in order to navigate your feelings and letting that make you wasteful with your money, lean into the Capricorn nature that comes with finances. Capricorns love money, but they're not wasteful. They're low-key, a little cheap, a little stingy, right? But not in a bad way. It's because they're the businessman of the zodiac. Allow yourself to be a little bit more ruthless with your finances, right? You don't need that $10 coffee or matcha. You really don't. And it's not going to bring you the pleasure that you believe it is. What will bring you pleasure is being able to take a vacation this summer. And 10 matchas in 1 month is $100. Depending on where you go, that's your plane ticket, at least one way, right? This is the kind of ruthlessness that Capricorns have about money. And I'm saying this because I've had a lot of Capricorn exes. This is how they think. You think that I've just pulled the matcha thing out of my butt? No, I had an ex say that to me. And they broke it down. And that was the beginning of the decline of my Starbucks addiction. When they broke it down and they were like, look, you complain about not being able to have this, but 10 caramel macchiatos in 1 month, that equals this thing that you're complaining about. So what are we really doing? Capricorn energy looks at money and they break it down to brass tacks. And that's how you need to start asking yourself, again, going back to this Queen of Cups. You run out and you buy a new pair of shoes because you're upset and you don't know how to cope with your emotions. And then the pair of shoes sits in your closet because you can't afford to go anywhere where the shoes are warranted, right? Capricorn energy. Start navigating. How do I take care of myself in ways that don't allow me to waste my money so that my money is going towards multiplication instead of creating further debts for me? How are my vices keeping me locked in a cycle of poverty where it doesn't even matter how much increase I get? It doesn't matter what kind of promotion I receive. I still feel like I don't fucking have enough. If you move like a Capricorn, you'll be able to break that habit. And it will help you when this new passion comes along. There's an opportunity between this Six of Wands and this Ace of Wands. A lot of opportunity is coming this week. And if you play with your money and waste it on emotional vices, you're going to be kicking your butt when you're not able to go to that conference or go to that meet and greet or sign up for that retreat. Whatever the thing is that helps you with the increase of your profile and to be able to capitalize on this new insider passion, be careful. Be careful. I promise you, whatever, yeah, y'all get the drift. That's the money reading. I hope it helps you. It's making me think about some things, and it's helping me figure out the wisdom I need to give to the person that asked me to borrow money that I got to tell no. So I hope it was helpful for y'all, okay? We are now at the end of the collective reading. This is where I take questions from the audience. So if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. You do not need to send a love offering. Love offerings are deeply appreciated, but they are not a necessity. If you are not in a financial position to give a love offering, understood, that's okay. Again, share this video with somebody that you know who likes readings. I know, Renee, earlier you said you don't want to share me with people. Y'all niggas gonna have to learn. I really want to grow this channel. It is my goal to get to 500 by the end of December. And with you all's help, with you sharing it with your family, your friends, your coworkers, it's only 50 people. I know we can do it. So help me, okay? In terms of things that I'm currently working on, we have our next Patreon class on Thursday. And I'm going to be talking about cooking conjure. We're going to be talking about the importance of enchanting your food. We're going to be talking about how conjure is food is one of the first and primary spaces where conjure often takes place. We're going to talk about how to poison people, not to the point of death, but what it means to bring in herbs that give people negative impact. And we're going to be talking about how to bless people. And I'm going to be sharing some recipes that are Thanksgiving friendly to bring blessing to your family. So if you're interested in taking that class, sign up for the Patreon. The tiers are as low as $5. All paid members get access to the classes and replays. So sign up for my Patreon. The link is in the comments. Don't ever come here and say that you want to start your spiritual journey or you don't have any way to take classes and and everything is so expensive. Bomb ass classes. Ask the people who are here that are on my Patreon. Amazing fucking classes. All you got to do is spend $5 a month, $15 a month. You spend more than $15 on tacos. Your spiritual journey ain't worth tacos? Get on top of it, okay? Forecast readings are still available. They will be available until the end of January. If you have not already booked yours, go ahead and get on the calendar. Slots do fill up quickly, and especially if you want the full forecast, I need the time to do your natal chart reading. So make sure that you sign up for that, okay? The mini comes with just the tarot. So if that's an option that you want, sign up for that as well. I know Nicole's been in a lot of the classes, so she knows. She can speak from experience. What else? We just finished Rich Spirit last week. It was beautiful. It was probably one of the most beautiful rounds that I've done. I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera. I've already said that to the girls. The energy was peaceful. I don't want to share details because I have to give away the ritual, but it was beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. But if you wanted the benefits of Rich Spirit, you've not been able to sign up for a ritual for whatever reason, consider buying my Rich Spirit body wash. It's not just a body wash. It comes with the ritual. It comes with the regimen. It comes with a regimen outline that I call Sweet Money Flow. And it has a set of affirmations, Bible verses. It also tells you some strategic ways to use the wash. And if you use that in addition to your own spiritual regimen, I promise you, you will see financial breakthrough. So consider buying Rich Spirit Body Wash if you've not been able to participate in the actual ritual. Again, what else? I think that's everything for now. Sacred Alignment Retreat is going to happen January of 2026. It will be taking place in San Diego, California. It will be absolutely beautiful. I'm doing it in San Diego because I'm tired of not having access to a beach. There's a lot of spiritual shit that you can do at the beach. I love the river, but the beach is something else. The ocean, something else. So if you want to join us, know it's in July, baby. Remember, we pushed it back from June to July. We already had this conversation in the coven. Remember, Bertal? We're doing it in July so that we can have our VOD retreat in April. We already had that conversation. I love my baby, but ignore Bertal. It's in July. And if you want to find out more about the details, the location, what to expect, click the link below to join the WhatsApp group. All your questions will be answered once you're there, okay? I see quite a few questions. I'm going to try to do at least 4 or 5. You're confusing me, Bertal, because we don't have anything planned in January. Let's see. Let me scroll up and get some questions. You have that aura that make a MF fall in line to do things differently. I feel terrible when I miss your lives. Can't explain. I've been accused of that all my life, and it's not accused, but people have said that. Like, they say things like, I feel like I can't fuck up around you. I can tell you don't play. I guess, thank you. I used to be sensitive about it. It's not like I'm trying to do anything to make people feel that way, but if my spirit of accountability makes you feel accountable, then, blessings and peace. That's all I'll say. JL wants to know what is at the root of... first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry that you've dealt with a depressive episode this weekend. That makes me... I feel bad. I really feel bad to hear that. But let's see. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom does JL need about the depressive feeling she's been dealing with? Can you give us insight into what is at the root of that? What may have caused her to feel that way? Give us insight into what she would need to do to heal the situation or change it. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. And here's the thing, baby. I'm going to say some stuff to you, and it may sound harsh, but it's not meant to be harsh, okay? We all get to a place where it's really hard for us to be grateful. It's hard for us to see what's actually going well in our lives. And a lot of times that comes from hyperfixating on the 1 or 2 things that aren't going the greatest. And I think a huge part of what pulled you into a depressive episode is that there's something that you're focusing on that you may not feel like you have control over. And rather than letting that go, you're hyperfixating on it. And it's bringing you into a spirit of ingratitude, right? I don't know if it's cold where you are already, but also, like, I think there's a lot of sitting around and dwelling when you need to be in movement right now. You need to put yourself in physical opportunities to have joy, because the Knight of Wands is not only the card of the athlete, somebody who needs to move their body a lot, it's also somebody who is joy seeking and pleasure seeking and who's looking to have a good time. So I think that the combination of you fixating on something that is making you feel ungrateful or unable to see where things are going positive right now, and the lack of just physical, like you literally aren't going out, you literally aren't being active or spending time around people that bring you joy. I think the combination of those two things just really puts you in a space of emotional confusion, and that emotional confusion led into you having a little bit of a depressive episode. Now, mind you, I'm not a medical doctor, so this is just what's coming up in the cards. Please never take what I have to say as a supplement for mental health advice. Always speak to a mental health professional. Make sure you have a counselor. This is just what I'm seeing come up in the cards. Let me know if that resonates with you or not. And try to get outside, baby. Try to get around some people that you know really fuck with you and who are gonna love on you. Now's not a good time to force yourself into isolation. Okay? Should I be alarmed about the dream I had? A Spanish lady was braiding my hair. Huh. Well, sisters, what can you tell us about the Spanish woman braiding Bertal's hair? Should she be alarmed by the dream? If so, give us wisdom into why she should be alarmed. Let's take her alarm and turn it into wisdom that allows her to protect herself. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is absolutely the place to ask that no name. So I'm going to do Tori's question next, and then I'll do that question for you after, okay? And so after you and Tori, I will be at my fourth person. So I'll take one more question after you, and then I'm going to wrap up for the night, okay? Your dream was quite literal, Bertal. We know that justice is about justice, is getting back what you put into a situation. It's also ruled by Libra. And what do I always say about Libras? Libras will massage their own boundaries, knowing that they shouldn't do that. Your dream was literal. Don't let everybody in your hair. Don't let everybody in your hair. Don't let everybody touch your hair. Damn sure don't let nobody guilt you into doing your hair, okay? So Justice card is coming up to say, like, have good boundaries, exercise justice, be balanced, go with what you know. There's a reason why, yeah, go ahead, Sierra, put your question down. There's a reason why I've had the same woman doing my hair for the last 5 years. And she's done some shit that's pissed me off. The girls in VOD know, because I've talked about it in VOD ad nauseum. But I don't let everybody in my hair because everybody don't have good intentions. Somebody can either unintentionally or purposely put a fucked up energy on you, right? And it's literally your head. It's literally your head. So if you let the wrong person do your hair, it can literally lead to you being depressed. And it can happen because the person doing it has hidden intentions. So the dream was literal. It's not anything for you to get alarmed or worked up about. It's a literal warning about not letting any and everybody play in your hair. I remember when I was a little girl, my mama first told me that, and I thought she was overreacting. Until I let a bitch at school play in my hair and she cut my shit. Old bald-headed hoe. All right, Tori wants to know, is the part-time job that I was recommended for this weekend in alignment for me? Let's see. Ancestors, angels, ascended master, spirits to walk with me. Is this part-time position that Tori was recommended for in alignment with her? Will it bring her stability? Will it fall in alignment with everything she's working on right now, or will it take her away from her proper balance? If so, give us insight into what that looks like. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. All right, Sierra, I got you. This will be the final question I answer. So I'll do no name and then you, and then we'll wrap up for the evening. Clarify the Seven of Swords. What do we need to know about the Seven of Swords? Will you make money? Yes, but this person is not being completely transparent with you about their expectations. They just really need to hire somebody, right? Your spirits would like for you to sit in further reflection with them before you say no, though, because there is a part of you that just wants a job, right? But first card, Seven of Swords, somebody moving in a way that's manipulative. I pulled clarifiers over because I wanted to see if this was manipulation or self-sabotage. Got the Moon card, hidden agenda, hidden purpose, hidden actions, along with the Three of Wands. This person just really wants to move forward, and they want to get this position filled, okay? We then have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of sharpening your instincts, right? It's about making sure that you know how to use your tongue. So if you want this position, that's fine. Just make sure that you articulate your needs very, very clearly and that you don't agree to do shit prematurely. Be very, very careful. But we also have a High Priestess. Your spirits want to talk to you about this a little bit more. There's some stuff that you're not seeing very clearly. And another thing is, intuitively, you know something may be a little off. That's why you even ask the question. So again, they want you to take your time, sit with them a little bit more. So to answer the question, I don't think that the job is fully in alignment with you. There is an opportunity to make some money there, but also there's a lack of what you're being sold is not fully what you'll be doing. And so you really have to slow down and ask more questions. Okay. Let me know if that was helpful to you. Let me know if that resonated. We now have No Name who wants to know, is the place, okay, oh, is this a place to ask? Okay. They want to know if they're doing enough or too much for their ancestors. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits walk with me. Elevated ancestors. Is No Name doing enough for their ancestors at this time? Are they doing too much? Are their actions in alignment with what their ancestors want for them at this time? If so, give us confirmation. If not, give us wisdom around what they should be doing. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Yeah, they love you. They love you. They love you. Their only thing is that they would like to see you have a little bit more joy and figure out a way to be much more in the present. They also want you to understand that ancestral veneration is when we use words like regimen and protocols, people automatically get worked up and they feel like it has to be super serious and burdensome. Ancestral veneration can be going to your auntie's favorite bakery and going and sitting at the park and remembering her and eating her favorite cupcake, right? Ancestral veneration can be you playing A dearly departed's favorite song and dancing with them. They would love to see you have more of a jovial understanding of this relationship. But overall, no, you're baby. They love you down. They don't. They're really happy with everything you're doing right now. They're very pleased. Not a whole lot of notes, right? The World card, you're really stepping into a chapter where things are about to work out for you based on the hard work you put in. So again, they would love to see you celebrate this moment. Celebration is about gratitude. So the more we celebrate, the more we show all of the spirits in our court that we're grateful, right? And this is further confirmed with the Knight of Wands, right? Knight of Wands comes up when we need to get out of the space of thinking and trying to do and just be in the dance of life. Be rooted in pleasure. They would like to see you have a little bit more fun, not just with how you venerate them, but just fun in general. That's literally their only critique. But overall, you're doing everything right. They are satisfied with you. They're pleased with you. You make them happy. Okay? I hope that answered your question. Sierra wants guidance on the work that they need to do next, and I'm assuming that you mean professional work. I'm assuming that you're like looking for employment or a job. That's how I'm going to ask the question. If you want me to ask it differently, please say so that way I make sure I'm not giving you an incorrect answer. I really look forward to these readings. Thank you for sharing your gifts and energy. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you supporting this channel. It really means a lot to me. Ancestors, angels, and master spirits that walk with me. What does Sierra need to know about the work that she needs to do next? Give her wisdom around the field that she should enter into, what that looks like for her, what she should keep her options open for, what spaces would best benefit and be blessed by her. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay. Clarify the Nine of Wands. What do we need to know about the Nine of Wands? Have you ever thought about teaching small children, like preschool or something like that? Because education, so for me, in terms of career stuff, the judgment card is the teacher. There's somebody who delivers information. But it's not a teacher in the way that we think about like temperance or hierophant. This is more about teacher that's about revelation and discovery, right? So I see you teaching young people, like literally less than second grade, okay? We have the Nine of Wands. You need something that is not going to drain you, that's not going to bring you to a space of exhaustion where you feel like a wounded warrior. We have the Knight of Swords, which is the card of justice and protection, along with the Empress, right? So not only will being like a preschool teacher, a kindergarten teacher, a teacher of young people, not only will this allow you to, I'm not saying it's easy work, but I'm saying this as somebody who's taught high schoolers, that shit is draining. And you will sometimes feel like be fearful that you have to punch a 16-year-old in the throat. Whereas when you're teaching the babies, like, yeah, they run you ragged through the day and you may be physically tired, but it's easier to leave that work at home. And then also the Empress being somebody who's a nurturer, that along with the Knight of Swords, which is a protector, like literally when they're that small, that's all you're doing is nurturing and protecting them throughout the day. You also become a person that helps them instill discipline. So you're teaching them like why they can't dig in their nose and then eat cookies, right? You're teaching them, just think about all the gross shit children do. You're teaching them boundaries. You're teaching them discipline throughout the day. That's mostly what being a preschool and a PK teacher is, right? So I don't know if this is something you've already done before and you're being asked to return to it, but you need to be a teacher of small children, because not only can you honor their creativity, they will feel protected by you, which makes sense because you have that as Ely energy. And then also you get to give them a lot of discipline and structure. Alignment. Alignment. That's all that is. Because again, all I'm doing is pulling cards and listening to the nudges that Spirit is giving me. So your first nudge was your friend. How many times do our spirits speak through our friends and the people in our community? And now you got confirmation from me in this reading. So I think that's what you need to look into next. I think it'll be good for you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this live tonight. I hope you guys have a peaceful week, a productive week, but a peaceful week, most definitely. I just want to remind you that this week, as well as next week, there will be no Thursday live. The Astro Hour and the Happy Hour readings will be on Friday. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a Sunday, Friday schedule. And then in early December, we'll go back to Thursdays, okay? If you were kind enough to send a love offering, if you had it to do so, I really want to say thank you because I do appreciate it. Again, they're not required, but they are helpful and they help me to keep the channel going. If you weren't able to send a love offering, but you still want to show your appreciation, like this video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, share this video with people you know who like tarot readings. I am trying to grow the channel, so every time you refer out to a friend, that does help me tremendously, okay? Love you all. Be good. Be kind. And I'll see y'all Friday night. Take care.